going to a rally today. I've been going to these rallies since I think around June 2021, and it's now March 2022. Sorry, there's a hair on there. Ew. Oh, please, a bubble. Anyways, I just wanted to quickly say what the rallies have been like in the last 9 months that I've been going. Extremely peaceful, hilariously fun, like the most fun I've had outdoors ever in my life. So it starts at a park downtown. So we all drive to this park. We park, blocks and blocks away sometimes. Then we walk up to the park, where we all meet, and it's really fun. So when you meet, you just like hang for a while, and then it starts around 1, sometimes like 1:30, and there's usually speeches, like people from Calgary that are just brave enough to stand up and speak and use a microphone, and there are like people that bring speakers and these microphones, and there's like a little stage that they set up for these people to speak, and people just talk about their experiences since 2020. And sometimes it's doctors, sometimes it's cops, sometimes it's paramedics, sometimes it's nurses, sometimes it's just regular people, sometimes it's teachers, sometimes it's it's all kinds of people. Sometimes it's truck drivers, sometimes it's students. There's been a few kids that have spoke, which is really, really impressive to be able to use their voice at a young age like that. I am 27 and I could not speak in my life publicly. So yeah, they have these speeches going on for sometimes like an hour. Usually doesn't go much more than an hour. And you pop. Yeah, I like the speeches because it is like very authentic. There's not many times in the world where you see people genuinely crying and, like hugging each other even if they're strangers because they felt so alone for the last few years. It's beautiful. It's really amazing. You just watch families being formed. What is wrong? Or like one big family being formed. That's what it's been like for the last 9 years. I've missed one Saturday, and it was because it was raining. I can handle snow, but rain is really fucking annoying to me. Especially, like, I don't have shoes for the rain, so I would have been, like, soaking wet. So, I missed one Saturday that was raining, and ever since last June or July, I think it was June, I have not missed a Saturday since I discovered these. Except for the one. And, yeah. So, after the speeches, then we all meet on like a corner of this park, and we've had a police escort every fucking time with either a car or a motorcycle. Lately it's been a motorcycle, I think, because it's been really busy and the car is too much, takes up too much room. So we have cop cars or cop motorcycles leading our protest and rally and the march part of it. So after the speeches, we all meet on the corner, and the cops are already waiting for us. We're all having a good time. We talk to the cops. It's very friendly. Like, there's nothing unfriendly about it. Until recently. As our march has began, like, about halfway, not halfway, about a third of the way or a quarter of the way through, we've been met with some hateful people that are like trying to ruin our protest, which is hilarious because now we're in the thousands of people and now it's just like a really fun time. So these people are definitely bought and paid for by the bad guys, and I know this. Like, I'm 100% sure about this. You can look in these people's faces and you see they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what's going on, and they are bought. And, it's just sad. And I feel bad for them because they're so lost as people, And they don't know right from wrong, they don't know up from down, and they're literally standing against freedom, and it doesn't make any sense. So the last fucking 2 or 3 weekends, we've been met. You're so cute, Eddie. We've been met with these haters, and so we have cops with us walking along, and then cops down the road closing the roads off in front of us, sort of thing, because like we're thousands of people walking in the middle of the road with dogs, with animals, with kids. I've seen a cat, I'm not even kidding, I've seen a cat several times. This guy holds his cat, and I'm sad, I'm scared about today, because these haters are relentless and really annoying, and so... Eddie, come here a bit. Come here. Come here. I just don't like haters. I'd rather people love, and I don't understand why people don't love. I just don't get it. So the first weekend that we had haters, it was like 4 guys were in the middle of the road, and they literally just stuck their middle fingers up at us, and we were all like, we love you too, it's okay, like, you're confused, you don't know what's going on, maybe try talking to one of us, or using your eyes and like reading our signs if you are literate. I'm not sure, like, I actually don't know, you know what I mean? And then they were actually violent, so they grabbed my boyfriend's microphone and like smashed it on the ground, breaking it and stuff like that. And they're being charged and everything like that. And so that was the first weekend of hate since this has begun. And then the second weekend of hate was last weekend, where there was, oh no, sorry, there's been 3 weekends of hate, I guess. I think. Maybe only 2. No, I don't know. One of them, last weekend, I think, was not as intrusive. So yeah, the microphone incident was 3 weeks ago. And then 2 weeks ago was they didn't block off the road, but there was like a lot of haters, like a counter protest sort of thing. So people are literally going out and saying, I don't want freedom. You shouldn't have freedom either. It's like, there's literally thousands of us that we need the word freedom, which is in our anthem, to be back, and you know what I mean? Like, just, oh my god. So anyways, one of the hater weekends, they blocked off the whole road. I think I'm talking about last weekend now. But yeah, they blocked the road, and they had police on their side as well as the police were on our side. So confusing, you know what I mean? I'll explain it a bit better. What happened last weekend? So we're walking down the road, the march. There's thousands of us. There's a police escort, like there always is. I believe it was the motorbike cop, but I could be wrong. It could have been just a car. I think it was the motorbike, but though. Anyways, we go blocks and blocks, and we're met by like a small group, and there are police with their bikes around this group to make sure that they don't fight us and we don't fight them. And so we go through and around that, and everything's fine and everything, even though there's obviously antagonists in the middle of the street trying to block a freedom rally and a freedom march from passing through Calgary. If you have a hard time understanding this, so the fuck do I. So anyways, so we go around this like one little group, and then down the road more, there's a really big blockade, and there's a school on the left, and restaurants and businesses on the right, and a sidewalk on the right, but there's no sidewalk on the left, it's closed because of cops on their bicycles, and then these hateful people with just signs that say like, go home forever and don't come out of your houses, basically. It's like what they want. And we're like, no, we're like gonna march for freedom, and this is gonna happen every Saturday for God knows how long until we actually have our freedom back. So anyways, they block off the entire road minus the sidewalk for like people that are not in the rally, I guess, which I'll get back to this part. So they block off 95% of the road for thousands of people to walk through, and they are like just the most hateful and nasty people I've ever seen in my entire life. And they just stand in our way and have the police with their bikes around. So there's like this school I said on the left, and there's also like this barricade so that like students, I guess, can't leave the school grounds or something like that, like permanently there. So I climbed over this like barricade that was like 7 feet tall or something. A strange man actually let me like step on his hand so I could climb over the wall, and then I climbed over the other one. And so anyways, I did it. There was 2 little barricade walls. They're concrete. They were like 7 feet tall that I had to go over to get onto the other side of the protest, because the sidewalk way was, I don't know, like, I'll get back to that again. So I got over, and I'm filming this whole time because I have a camera, and, well, I have 2 cameras. I have my phone camera, and I have an actual camera, because I'm part of, like, a news thing. So I was saying, I had to go over barricades to get over the wall, and then I'm, like, past the barricaded street, you know what I mean? And then I'm, like, looking back towards, like, the group of anti-protesters, and then the huge group, of actual protesters that they're trying to block. So I'm looking back at the protesters, like all groups of everyone. Some people are like still going over the wall like I did. Andy, please, it's fine. And then other people are like slowly going down the sidewalk, which eventually is what most people did, I guess. So like slowly but surely, we got thousands of people through 5% of the road, where usually we would have 100% of the road. Or, okay, let's be real. We'd have like 90% of the road, because we would have the road, and then people on the sidewalks would still be like walking back and forth. But the roads are closed because of the police, because it's a police-led escort. So this is how this has happened for months, minus the haters. Sorry, like we've just mostly had like a police escort going through. It's like a hour and a half march, sometimes 2 hours, and it's just like the most fun time ever. Just like the happiest people, the most friendly Canadians, the most beautiful faces that are all smiling at you and waving their flags, and their kids are like, yay, and we're all outside, and it's so fun, and people with their dogs, and you're like, oh, what a cute doggo. And it's just fucking the best time ever. So anyways, there are people in this world that actually want to shit on that, and they're trying to stop that. And now, as of yesterday, the police now are using force against us, I guess, the protesters, people called freedom fighters, that are literally democratically exercising our Charter of Rights and Freedoms, the right to protest, and that's actually happening. So this Saturday is the first time that it will be different, because we've had the police, like, this is a lawful protest, until suddenly they're like, this is getting out of control because of these haters that I've been explaining about for the last 3 weeks, month-ish, you know what I mean? So it's heartbreaking, honestly, to see that there are demonic presences in the world that literally are being paid to fuck up freedom and like a democratic process of protesting. Like, the right to protest is, I feel it in my blood. Like, you need to have a right to protest, or else you are not living in a free place. And if you're not living in a free place, you're living in a prison. And I do not want to live in a prison. I choose not to live in a prison. And it's unfair that Canada is becoming a prison. It's fucking sad. That's what it is. So I'm gonna really try my best to just have all of the love and light just exploding from my body today. And I choose not to stoop down to any of those hateful, disgusting levels. I'm not going to get arrested. I'm not going to do anything wrong. I'm going to film everything that's happening. I am technically the media. There's nothing in this world that will stop me from capturing the truth of what happens today. And I'm scared. And I could barely sleep. And I opened the window for my cat, like I always do, like the blinds. And as I was doing that, I fell on a bunch of stuff. And I hurt myself. So if that's just a little sign of what's to come today, I can't say I'm not surprised. Happy Saturday, everyone. Take care of yourselves. I'll try to do the same.